Hi chaps, SimOP here from Beard, Biceps and Batchat. Today's video is going to be in the Fatherland. It's just come back into the store to buy, so I thought it'd be good to show you guys what this thing can do. Before I get into that though, I just want to do a little bit of a shout out for Chalky. You know you shouldn't laugh at the word penetration, no matter how it's said, no matter what the clan tag's name is, because your missus will ask what you're smiling at, mate. So watch out for that one. But back to the video. We are on Siegfried Line in a tier 8 game. So what I'm going to look to do in the Fatherland is just be as aggressive as possible, take advantage of the pike nose and the heavy armour. Where I'm going to take this tank is to F5. Now that's one of the main corridors of attack down the 5 line from the red team, so I want to make sure I can get stuck in quite early on and really lead from the front with this tank. Now because of the map type, that position on F5 also allows me to get shots onto the cap that is over the ridge on the red side, so that's everything behind the E-line. Generally light tanks like to hide just below the ridge in the cap, make it very difficult to take them out, and they spot the entire team, so I want to be able to counter that and put shots into them. Now this poor little cheeky Tiger one has found himself in a very precarious position. Put one shot straight into the drive wheel, he's not going anywhere, his penetration isn't enough to go through my pike nose, everyone else is just ramming shots into this bloke. He's gone. He's dead. I'm going to look to use this bit of rubble to my right hand side just to side scrape. Their Fatherland's just taken out my track a little bit, and all we're going to do is just pull out ever so slightly. It's going to cover my lower glacis, and hopefully it's going to bait shots into the side of my tank. Well, I say side scrape, no, we've decided to go balls to the wall and push. Of course I have, why wouldn't I? So I'm going to use the rubble to the left, the burnt out Tiger 1 through onto my right. That should hide my lower glacis and just expose my pike nose. If they're just aiming at my pike nose, unless I get an angle, they're just going to bounce off it. If I go to an angle like I am here, like an absolute idiot, they're going to put a shot straight through the side of my pike nose. So I've got to make a decision here. That Fatherland is really hold down. He's in a great position. It's just going to be bouncing shots. So what I'm going to do is look to put a shot into that light. As I said before, there's always a light in the cap just poking over the ridge line, trying to spot the rest of the team for their tanks around the CBA2 line. As you can see, they're all there, really happy, just waiting to rip our team apart. So we put one shot into the IS-3, we notice a Tiger P. Again, I'm playing a bit of a risky game here. The accuracy on this tank is not fantastic. It's about 0.4, 0.46 even actually on the Fatherland. But the APCR rounds travel at an amazing speed. I think it's 1400 meters per second. So it's not impossible to hit targets at that distance, but just the aim is going to throw it off a little bit. So you've got to be a little bit careful, and you do have to wait for your tank to aim fully in before you press that trigger, or it's going to end really awkwardly. The shot's going to fly off and you're not going to do any damage. Now at this point, because of the distance, because of the cover and the terrain involved, I'm unlikely to get any finishing shots on the Tiger or the IS-3, as much as I would love to. Alright, we got a little bit lucky with the IS-3 there. What we're going to look to do, now that Fatherland has committed, I'm going to look to push on him and to help our heavy, just to take him out. He's closed in to face hug our Fatherland. So we're just going to go to the right hand side, get behind him and just start piling shots into him. I shouldn't have auto-aimed. What I should have done is aimed in. He's got his side to me, so I need to make sure my shot isn't being swallowed by the spaced armor on the side. So we put a shot straight into the lower glacis and we take him out. Now we've cleared up the right hand side of this map. Everything else left should be on the left hand side, so I decide to play this tank like it's some kind of sniper when it really is not. At 390 meters, I shouldn't be doing shots into T28 protos from this distance. It really is a 50-50 whether I'll hit or not. Obviously a little prayer to Stalin will make sure the shot hits no matter the distance, but I'm still a little bit lucky there. We're just going to crest the hill. I'm spotted, but I don't really need to worry too much at this point. There's nothing that can do too much damage. I'm on 4 kills, so I'm going to sort of throw caution to the wind for the rest of this game and look with the Panther pushing back below the ridgeline, I can pretty safely push here. Potentially I should go to the right of this burnt out tank in case there is anything lurking to the left hand side down the 1-2 line. They've still got an unspotted TD who could get shots into me, but I'm pretty confident I'm fairly safe at this point. So we push up onto the Panther, he gets his shot into me, he takes out one of my tracks. It's probably the right thing to do. He's never really going to kill me. Second shot into my lower glacis. We bring the driver back, ram him a little bit just to take him out. Now that's the first sort of serious damage I've taken this game. I ate 3 shots from him. So I'm on 5 kills, so I do want the 6 with the Topgun, but it's at this point I have to be a bit more cautious because I can get taken out before I get my Topgun. So we have the IS-6 to the left, we've got the RT to the right. I decided there's no way I'm getting to the RT before the medium does, so I'm just going to push forward, see if I can get some shots into this T25/2, and if I can't get shots into him because he's pushing back and forth behind the hill, I'm going to look to get some shots into this IS-6. Now the way he's positioned to me, I don't have any problems penning him. I'm just going to pen him straight into the back. I've used him on normal APCR rounds. We're down to heat, but because of his position where he's facing frontally, the tanks in front of him are going to have an absolute nightmare penning him, whereas I'm not. I'm pretty safe. This T25-2 might get a little bit ballsy, want to put shots into me, but I've got my pike nose facing him. This IS-6 really doesn't have any interest in me, so I don't really need to turn my armour to him. The 25/2 is putting shots into me, so I need to just re-angle my pike nose, get below the reverse side of the slope, just so he can't just take shots at me and just chew me out. I need to get this 6th kill. I've been rubbing my hands together just waiting for this. And this T25/2 is making it very difficult. The rest of the team aren't helping either, because they just keep killing everything. So first shot into him, take him out for the Topgun. Now the rest of the game is spent chasing the medium, so let me talk about the Fatherland a little bit. I've covered it before in quite a lot of detail. So the hull of the Fatherland itself is just your IS-3, which means 90 mils of spaced armour on the side, 110 mil on the front, which is a pike nose. Your lower glacis frontally is a weak point, head on. Your pike is your strong point. If you move your tank so it is not frontally facing or you're at an angle, shots are going to go through your pike nose, so avoid doing that as much as possible. Side scrape whenever you can, that is going to be your friend. Bait people to take shots into your spaced vacuum like side armour. Now the gun is where things get a little bit different from the IS-3. The rate of fire is quicker on the IS-3A also, which is the Fatherland, than the IS-3. You also, shells as standard, they're doing 140 meters per second when they're traveling, so it's very, very quick. Let me know how you guys are doing with the Bogater or the bog roll tank. I think I'm just on the 4th one, so not too long to go yet. 4,500 damage in the game. We've got the mastery, we got the Topgun. Guys, if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel.